So many brothers and sisters are asking a few questions about the 6 days of Shawwal. So I want to take advantage that Sheikh Yasser is here with us today.
You want to just... يلا اوكي بسم الله خلاص على الواقف يلا الحمد لله.
Okay, so we're going to ask him a few questions inshallah ta'ala about the 6 days of Shawwal. This will help inshallah everybody in the community. Sheikh, first question is, many people say that, do I have to fast them consecutively?
جيد. So بسم الله الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله. The 6 days of Shawwal do not have to be done consecutively at all. There is some position in the past, but in reality the hadith is very clear. Whoever fasts 6 days of Shawwal, so any days of Shawwal inshallah will do the job.
Okay, so the hadith said man sama Ramadan. And we all know that some of our sisters, they have their menses, some of our brothers traveled in Ramadan, some of them got sick. So do they have to make Ramadan first and then do the 6 days of Shawwal?
This is a classic question. So must you make up the fast that you haven't done in Ramadan before you do the 6th of Shawwal? There is no doubt that it is a priority to make up the fard before you do any nafil. So conceptually speaking, the greater reward is in to make up the fard before you do the nafil. At the same time, it is not invalid to fast the 6th of Shawwal, because the fard is a debt you owe to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala if you have the niyyah to pay the debt back. And especially if a woman, maybe she was like pregnant, or she has, many more days maybe than 3, 4, or 5, then it might be difficult for her. So technically it is jaiz, but frankly it is not the better thing to do. Because when you look at it, you have to pay an obligation and you have an extra. It's best to pay the obligation before you do the extra. Nonetheless, if somebody feels that for whatever reason, and let me give you a realistic scenario. Let's say a person is weak, not able to fast that much, and they cannot fast 12 days in Shawwal, right? So they're like, I really want to get the Shawwal, but I can't do my 6. The sister cannot do the 6 and this, and inshallah I'll do the 6 bit by bit after Shawwal. Inshallah khair. It is allowed for her to do the 6th of Shawwal and make up the 6th for later on. But she cannot combine the niyyah.
That was my next question.
The next question, okay. There's no buy one, get one free when it comes to combining between a fard and a sunnah. You may buy one, get one free for 2 nafils, 2 sunnahs, no problem. For example, combining 6th of Shawwal with Monday, Thursday,
and 3 white days.
And the 3 white days, no problem. You may combine and mix and match when they're of a nature that is allowing you to do so. But if you have a debt you owe to Allah, that debt must be paid before you cannot get some extra reward from that. So you cannot have one fast for 2 niyyahs when the 2 niyyahs do not overlap. And in this case, to give the fard back is a separate niyyah, and to do a sunnah or nafil is a separate niyyah. However, 2 sunnahs or 2 nafils, so for example, you haven't prayed 2 rak'ahs of sunnah when you come in to the masjid, and you're like, let me do this as tahiyyah along with 2 rak'ahs of sunnah, no problem. This is now the one goes over the other. But where you have a fard, where you have something that is owed to Allah, now you cannot do that with the intention of 6 Shawwal because you haven't done Ramadan first.
Okay. I am making up my fast.
Yes.
And then, the fasting of the optional fast is you are the amir of yourself. If you have a guest or something, you broke it. Now, if I am making up the fast, I'm making up the fast of Ramadan that I missed. It is exactly as the fast in Ramadan. Yeah, you understand my point? Yeah.
The wujub of fasting, the qada, is similar to that of Ramadan. However, the only thing is, if you were to break that fast, then the hurma or the sanctity of the month does not apply to you. Which means, if you were to break the fast of Ramadan without an excuse, the penalty is what? Who knows? 60 days penalty. This is a fard ayn for the time. As for doing up the fast of Ramadan, it is a fard ayn but not for the time. So, you are doing a fard, which means the default you must finish. But if in case you break it for a reason that's not like, it's not a life-threatening reason, no doubt it is a sin, but then the kafara is you make up the day again. You don't fast 60 days because you don't have the sanctity of the month on you, inshallah.
Okay, alhamdulillah. I heard an opinion, and correct me if I'm wrong, that if somebody is like really eager to do the 6 days of Shawwal and he had so many days, he's allowed to do it in Dhul Qa'dah. Have you ever heard that?
If a person wants to do the 6th of Shawwal,
But he had so
but he
many
wants
days.
to do
Like for example, she had.
I have not heard this opinion.
Okay.
But I can find that, see, the thing is, fiqh, a lot of times you find what is called takhrij. You find, even lawyers know this, right? Like you find a way out, right? I can understand how somebody would do this, but I don't see this
Okay.
as being, we shouldn't open this door. Let it be. In the end of the day, the sittah of Shawwal is a sunnah. So if it's a sunnah, then let's not complicate it. If you're able to do it, fine. If not, then next year, inshallah.
Okay. Do you recommend staying away from Saturday if I'm doing the optional fast?
Me personally, my opinion is that the hadith is not authentic, in my humble opinion. But of course, there is an opinion that, so the day that you should not fast by itself is Friday.
Friday.
That day, unless you have a cycle, every second day, every third day, in which case you don't care what day of the week it is, right? There are very righteous people. Our Prophet ﷺ said the highest that you can do, every alternative day you fast. If you have reached that level, the fast of Dawood alayhi salam, then you're not looking at the days of the calendar. But to choose Friday and say, I want to fast because I think this is an extra holy day, our Prophet ﷺ discouraged this. That you shouldn't, unless it is the Bid of the month, 13, 14, 15, in which case you're not choosing it because of Friday. You get my point?
Yes.
Okay.
And also, Sheikh bin Baz, rahimahullah, he said that the dalil that the hadith is weak is that Rasulullah ﷺ said, if you fast a Friday, you have to fast with it a day before or a
Yes,
day
there
after.
are many
And
evidences.
So Saturday is
Exactly.
after. How could it be forbidden?
Exactly.
And Rasulullah ﷺ in the muttafaq hadith, he said that you could fast on
Exactly.
a Saturday. Okay. Any other questions about 6 days of Shawwal? I think I covered them all, right? Done, right? All right. Jazakumullah khair.
You can fast what? Yes, no problem to fast Saturday and Sunday. Weekends is convenient for us, no problem. So every Saturday, Sunday, we can finish the 6th of Shawwal, inshallah.
I have a question.
Yes.
One intention or 60?
Yes, 60, one intentional, without an excuse. We're not talking about life-threatening or so. No, there's no excuse. You literally disobeyed Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, astaghfirullah.
60 for 2 days, 120 or 61?
No, if you did it for 2 days, then you must make up 2 days for that. But no. But this is a repetitive breaking of the same thing. So it will be 60 days, but you must make up another day for that. So basically it will be 60 days plus 1.
61 days.
Yes. Okay.
Last question.
Bismillah.
Making the intention for Fajr.
Yes, and making the intention for a qada fast must be before Fajr. But making the intention for a sunnah doesn't need to be before Fajr. Okay? So suppose you prayed Fajr, went to sleep, woke up before Dhuhr, and you're like, I might as well fast the rest of the day. In this case, it is allowed. But if you're going to say, I'm going to make up a qada fast, no, that must be done before Fajr. Inshallah. Jazakumullah khair.